Tuesday, March 5th, the Dome Foamers podcast is back, and I am your host, Christian Kruger, and as always, joined by Neil Mieski and Brian Dorton, and we're just lifelong Astros fans that love to talk about the Astros. So, boys, let's go. All right, episode 40, the 40th episode of the Dome Foamers podcast. We're here, and our title sponsor still, and we love the people at Two Gringos Chupacabra. They are doing our fan favorite pack that we will send out based on something that we do to promote, like, and share our social media and the podcast. It's twogringoschupacabra.com. That's the number 2, gringoschupacabra.com. Thank you to them. You can still use Dome 15 on the website for 15% off. And we want to thank them again for being a sponsor of the Dome Foamers podcast. Boys, we are in the middle of spring training. Have some topics to talk about before we officially hit season 2 of the Dome Foamers podcast and season 2024 of the Astros. I'm just going to get right into it, bring up a topic, and I'll get you guys' thoughts. I want to start with a little bit of the downside, and then we'll talk about a little bit of the possible upside. Verlander starting the season on the IL. Before I react to it, good to see you guys. We took a week off with all of our schedules and the fact that spring training is here. So with that news coming out this morning, not overly surprised. However, Neil, what are your thoughts?
Not unexpected, right? I mean, we saw this coming, and we, again, even going back to last year, and we've talked about this a little bit, but when the hammer finally dropped that he's going to be out, what are you going to do? I mean, we don't have many options, right? I mean, as far as, do you want to rush him and not have him at the end, or, so this is literally, as far as on my radar goes, expected, move on. Whenever he says he's ready, he's ready. I got no issues with it. Yes, you could say that, a little annoying and whatever the case may be, but the guy's 41 years old, and injuries are part of it. I'm okay with, I'm not okay with it, but I'm not going to throw a tantrum over the fact that Verlander's arm isn't where it needs to be to start off the season. It's the way it is.
Dorton?
Zero surprise. And you almost come to expect it now, right? But I will say this, I'd almost rather it be, I'm 41. I think it's better if I start in April, maybe late April instead of March, right? Like, go ahead and just, these are facts, right? Like, instead of like, yeah, I'm in spring training and I'm on the hill and, I'm taking some batting practice and looking good, guy. I mean, just go ahead and call it what it is, Old guy wants to save his arm to the end of the season. Is what it is.
Y'all all brought up great points. I agree with you on a lot of it. Neil said annoyed. That's a good word. I'm very annoyed, and here's why. You're right. He's 41, but it frustrates me that we could have did we win the World Series last year?
Didn't.
No, didn't make it to the World Series. Did not make it to the World Series.
Correct. It frustrates me because we gave up a lot. And look, for those that are loyal listeners and those that are going to be new this year, you can go back and look at the archives. We all said that, hey, let's Let's do it. We get it. And I'm not
Thumbs up.
backtracking that. I'm not backtracking that at all. But knowing that we could have another piece either that could be coming up to the team this year or a trade piece, it's a little frustrating. I mean, when you trade your two top prospects and don't win the World Series, or Dorton's point, don't even make the World Series, it's frustrating. Now, can that all be washed away? Of course. But that's a long 162 games, and he's not going to be there for 162 games. It's just frustrating. I think he'll be back fairly soon. I think we're going to be fine as long as we don't have another setback. I think this was planned all along, and I think that even frustrates me even more.
That's what I'm saying. I think this was understood from the get-go. I think this has been an ongoing agreement between Verlander's team and the Astros, and it was, look, like there is no point in pitching me in late March, early April. Like, let's save these reps for October.
Yeah,
well, yes.
but it's still scary playing that game. It's scary playing that game.
Because again, the games in March count, right? And so
they sure do. They count just as much as the ones in September.
Yeah. So, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I can get on board for us stretching him out a little bit to make him last. Now, the difference is the September games are sometimes the pressure games. So while they count the same, they're not the same. And I would like to have a strong, healthy Verlander to finish off the season. But I'm not just gonna. I mean, I'm with you guys that this has been planned or it has the feel or the smell of that. Yeah, but I mean, I'm okay. I mean, if the end result works out, I'm really good with that. I'm okay with that. And yes, we gave away a lot. I mean, we move on from that. We've got what we've got. I mean, do you guys think we're a better team this year or last year? Right now,
I think we're a better team this year.
It's the way I feel.
Addition via subtraction at the catcher position.
No, I mean, I'm not going to argue that. We know that, but
everything else is the same. Plus the number 4 reliever in
fair.
the world.
Oh yeah, the hater signing alone,
Huge.
yes,
Huge.
But let me tell you something. I am not thrilled about this starting pitching staff right now. It's not even and I say that. Okay, so let's not. Neil said, "Hey, we're not going to overreact to it." No, we're not. And it was planned. It totally was. Like I know it was. It was planned. Whatever. That's fine. I don't want to see Ronel Blanco for 6 starts. 3, okay. Okay, but like I hope this is a 3 starts in the rotation. Maybe 4. We'll get into maybe it could be another option. But man, are we better than last year? Yes, we are. We are.
I mean, obviously we mean potential wise.
Yes. Well, I mean, like you're right. I mean, Verlander being on the open day, well, he's not going to be the open day roster, but Verlander being on the team, Hader being here, yes.
But is our starting rotation at the beginning of this season better or worse than our starting rotation at the beginning of last season?
Who's in the starting rotation?
Well, who do you think
one guy's not there? Is Garcia. One guy difference, Garcia.
Verlander's not in the open day.
Verlander's not there, but Verlander wasn't here last year.
So that's what I'm saying. So you're talking about Framber, Javier, Urquidy, Hunter Brown, and last year we had Garcia. So you take Garcia out, and your choice is, you said Blanco, and I don't know if it's going to be Blanco or JP.
Is JP still?
JP is not 100%. It's going to be Blanco. I guarantee it's
sure.
Blanco.
or the guy that Spencer Arrighetti is the outlier there.
Yeah, I want to get it. We'll get into
Maybe
that at the end because that's a great point. But
Is he new Frenchie?
no, he's
Spencer,
better than Frenchie.
yeah,
He's better than Frenchie. But
Kind of that unknown. Kind of that
sure,
unknown.
no,
Yeah.
totally. But let's table that because
All right.
yeah, because that it can be an option. That's fair to bring that up. It is. I think it's going to be Blanco because of his versatility and he's got major league innings.
But back to it. I mean, like in terms of like starting rotation, I think we're as good, if not better. I mean, we are at worst the same as we were last year.
Did anyone see Fromber start the other day?
Yeah. Well, he did. Did y'all see that there was so this has already come up, and I can already tell this is going to be a narrative in the first few weeks, hopefully not months. Who's calling the pitches? It's going to be it's going to be
yeah.
Did we lose the pitch calling master who is
hold on. Fair. Let me tell you something. Second half of the season, he had a 7+ ERA. And how did he pitch in the playoffs?
I know.
Horrendous. So that's
it was already brought up. It was already brought up. Like he got drilled and was calling his own pitches.
That's because people don't use facts. I know. But he wasn't good last year, the second half of the season. He threw a no-hitter, and then he went straight into the toilet.
Trash.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, well, hold on. Yeah. So, look, it's one spring training start. I turned it on, and I saw him get hit like a slot machine. Doesn't mean that's going to happen. But let's table JB for a second because he's not going to be on the opening day roster. It was announced today. How confident are each of you on Fromber? 5 being average, 10 being supreme confident, having a bounce back year and being closer to good Fromber than bad Fromber. 1 being no, I'm not confident at all.
I'm gonna go 6.
Okay, Jordan.
I'm about a 5. I'm
a 4.
4.7.
I'm a 4.
4.75. I'm a 4.75.
Okay, well, I'm a 4.
I'm below a 5, but I'm above a 4.
So let me tell you something. Though, with all 3 of us could answer that. We didn't talk about this before the podcast. All 3 of us are around 50-50, right? We're like,
yeah, we're hopeful.
That's not. Let me tell you what. That's not good because that is your number one starter to start.
But we've known that Framber is a head case we've known this for the past several years, and it's worth it when like when we get the Jekyll versus Hyde, or whichever one of those is the good ones. I don't even know.
Also
which
fair.
One.
However, we got a whole lot of Jekyll in the second half of the postseason last year for a longer data point. That was not 1 or 2 starts. It was the entire second half in the postseason.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just willing to give the guy
which is our recent
information
data to fall, but data to fall back on.
Sure. No, and I'm just giving the guy a chance. It'd be like saying Jeremy Pena's in the tank. Like he had a rough year, it's probably not going to come back. It may happen. He may be done. His first year might have been the best.
But look how thin we get quickly. That's supposed to be your number 2 when JV comes back. It's your number 1. Like he's going to be the opening day starter against Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
Yay. All right. So let's do the same exercise. Christian Javier. Where are you on the spectrum that he has a bounce back or better? Because for my expectations, he had a down year last year.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I agree.
For what he did the previous year. I'm
above Framber, but I'm still not super confident. So I'm going to go about a 6.5. I did read an interesting thing about him struggling with the pitch clock, and a new philosophy that pitchers are being told that Astros pitchers will kind of have, which is you will hold runners from now on, right? Like you will actually look and try to hold a runner on a base. So we're not giving away these stolen bases, which
Frommer didn't do it all year.
Right. Correct. And so apparently there's a new mandate being put forth. And I think Javier might struggle with that is what I've been reading.
I'm with on Javier. I'm 7 to 8 more confident that he's going to be way better.
Do you reason? Yeah, or why?
Lost some weight, which shows me he's thinking about it. He cares. He came in.
I did see that. Yeah.
Not just showing up, coming off a World Series. And to me, you put some work in the off season before spring training starts. I like it.
I'm with Neil on that one. I kind of believe in Javier's demeanor more than I trust his demeanor more than I trust Fromber. Fromber's got better stuff. But I just feel like Javier, I'm around a 7 on Javier.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have a bounce back year.
I think mentally he's a bit stronger. He doesn't get in his own space, like
my 11-year-old's
Framber
mental.
does.
No, sorry.
Yeah. Well, he rarely compounds a mistake with another mistake.
Right. Yeah.
He's bulldog. He's a fighter. Yeah. I'm in.
All right. Hunter Brown.
Man. I don't know. I think Hunter has one way to go, and it needs to be up.
Yeah, I agree. But how confident are you on that?
I don't know. I haven't seen or heard a lot about him in the spring.
They're not pitching him much because they're trying to. They're trying to rest the arm.
So
like I don't know.
I've got less confidence in him having a great year than I do Fromber, and the reason being is just that I'm starting to question his stuff.
I like his. I mean, I do. I've always liked his. I like his stuff.
I just don't know. Like, I know he came in 2022 and did some great things for us, but now they got a scouting report on him. They can prepare for him, and
I'm not. We have a listener. We all know who he is. Big J, Jason Brown, who likes to give me. He calls me a Hunter Brown homer.
Yeah.
I like his moxie. I like his stuff. And I'm gonna sound like one right now. Like he threw way too many innings last year. He was not expected to throw that many innings. Like he was put in a position to not succeed because we had no other options.
Right.
So I'm hoping, obviously, and you guys are too. We're all Astros fans, that we see a rested, more lively arm of Hunter Brown. Remember, I mean, look, I do have a little more confidence in a 25-year-old than I do a 41-year-old, even though JV is by far a Hall of Famer and a stud.
Sure.
I have more faith in his arm, bouncing back. And look, he's a huge piece. I don't want to spill kind of what we're doing in a couple of weeks for our previews, but if there's an X factor, he might be the X factor.
Yeah. I hope so. Well,
one way or the other. Like, I'm not saying it's,
yeah, he could take us over the top or anchors to
correct.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm with you.
And I don't want to. This was totally unscripted. I didn't know we were going to go through this, but it's kind of led us to discussion. And it's hard to do this next person because we didn't have much of a sample size from him last year because he's been hurt. But Jose Urquidy, what do we think we're going to get out of him?
Steady Eddie.
Yeah, I think anything positive is going to be good news there. Anything positive is just going to add to it's just going to be extra.
I mean, to expect him to be better than a good innings eater, and I mean, if you're saying
Well,
is he going to win 10
who's he,
games? If he stays healthy, he's got a chance with this
who'd you
line.
rather have? Would you rather have him or Belock?
Oh no, you're Queedy.
Right.
You're
Like
Queedy.
it's not even
Yeah.
close, right?
Well, let me
But
tell you
like
something.
that's
Let me tell you something, brother. Belak's gonna be on the roster.
yeah, I saw that. Well, he's gonna
I mean,
be he's gonna be shuttling to and from Sugarland, but he will be on the roster.
He didn't have many options left. He's going to be on the roster until he either gets shellacked Chuck Golf style, where we have to DFA him, or he just he's successful and he's an inning eater out of the bullpen and a spot starter.
Yeah, he
didn't
could be
want.
the long relief guy.
I mean, spot starting is fine, but I mean, he was in our rotation at one point last year. Remember that? Like
my point of
Frenchie were in our rotation.
Correct.
My point of going through this was like, we're running out of arms quickly.
Well,
because
I understand.
Jordan just brought up Belak.
No, but like my counter to that is we ran out of arms a quarter through last year, and we were a few outs away from making the World Series. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And
I mean, like, yes, do we need to get some more pitchers, or do we need to get another starter? Absolutely.
We totally do. Like, that's where I'm going with this. Like,
yeah,
we are a starter short.
Agree.
Yeah, I don't think it's happening between now and trade deadline.
Oh no.
I mean, again, we've talked about this. It's not our money. I would go get Jordan Montgomery yesterday.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
I mean, that is the perfect.
Amazing.
It's the perfect fit.
We don't have to face him.
Yes.
How about that?
And we take him away from your rival, Snell. Snell's got better stuff. Snell's going to cost a whole lot more. Snell walks more people. I think Snell's going to have not a good year this year wherever he ends up. Maybe I'm wrong. Montgomery is solid, just solid.
It just doesn't look like they're going to be very good this year because they're not on a team.
I still don't understand that.
What are they asking?
I mean,
I still don't understand what's going on there.
That price is, I mean, they're just going to sit around until somebody gets hurt early in the season, right? And somebody's going to go, all right, pony up.
We'll take it. We'll take you. We have to.
And that will happen.
Yeah.
I just hope it's, I mean, like I say, I hope it's not us.
I mean, good for him. I mean, he's gonna get, like, he's gonna
Jordan Montgomery would be the perfect fit. He'd be the perfect fit.
He's gonna work fewer days and make the exact same amount of money that he's asking for.
Yeah.
All right. Do we even want to talk before we change topics? Do we want to talk about the bullpen right now? I mean, we have the three-headed monster, which is awesome. Best three-headed monster in baseball. We know, we love that. There are 4 to 5 more positions that are up for grabs.
Yeah, because if we have to get into a conversation about Forrest Wheatley, I don't want to do it.
Oh, well, there's our other starter. There he is. Neil, you fixed it.
Yes.
Done.
No, he's officially been moved to the bullpen and then broke his pinky. I've said for years. I've said for years. Why are we talking?
Fingernail.
Why are we talking about this guy? I've said it for years. Why even waste the breath? Okay, because Dylan Coleman has an incredible arm, but that guy can't throw a strike to save his life.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, the guy will go down a rabbit hole. We'll see what ends up happening. I want to transition to some good stuff or some stuff that I'm seeing that I like. Does Joe Espada listen to the Dome Foamers?
Oh, you didn't know that? He's platinum
I mean,
donor. He's platinum
because
donor.
it's clear Dusty never did.
If Joe
That's
Espada
it.
responds to the Dome Foamers, we will send him a fan favorite from two Gringos.
Joe, I have it right here. I'll send it
You'll
directly
get
to the
one
juice box with your name on it.
one from each of us.
Yes.
How about that?
Why I said that, for those that do not follow spring training like we do, is he came out and said it, which I was like, oh. And then he's basically done it every time since. He has Yordan Alvarez hitting number
Dose.
2.
Two's
And you
the
know
new
why?
4, baby. 2
You know,
is the new 4.
Yeah, and you know why I'm really excited that he's doing this is so that Christian will shut up about it. I don't know. What is he going to
That
talk
is
about all
fair.
season long? If he doesn't, if Espada changes it, I mean, you can just dedicate a podcast to the ignorancy of this thing. I am
I
so
know. I
excited.
get it. You hate that I'm right. I know. I understand. I
It's
get
not what I said. This is not what I
it.
said.
You hate
You
that I'm right.
I will say
your
this.
content is going to go down. I don't know what
Yeah.
you're going to talk about.
I will say this: like Espada has halved our content with
Yeah.
no no more Maldi back there. Like I don't know what I'm going to complain about on the catching side, and actually creating a lineup that makes sense. I
I
don't know
feel
what
sorry
Kruger's
for.
going to complain about.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now. I can already see it. I feel sorry for Belak.
Oh yeah, no, the
Well,
brunt is coming.
Somebody's
you know
going to
what?
catch the slack.
Pena had
That's
better
all.
step up. Pena had better step up.
Yeah, he better. That's right. I mean, at least we can have Neil waiting on Lance McCullers to come back from the
Yes.
DL.
Yeah,
Yeah. So we've got that.
I got a jersey too. Boy, when he does, I'm just telling you right now, that jersey's coming on.
Oh yeah.
Just wait.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't know I was going to be taking shots just because my boy Espada is already one of the greatest managers in Astros history because he puts Jordan at 2.
Love it.
How bad of a manager do you have to be for the succeeding manager to be considered the best Astros manager ever in spring training because he's not following your lead?
Oh gosh.
All right, well, I'm going to toss that over to y'all because I don't want to be the one talking about it. So, Neil, go ahead, bud.
I love it. I mean, name me a better place that he can be in that lineup. And we have talked about and danced around this topic. Like with Dusty, it was, yes, Jordan should bat second. We know he's not going to do it. So this is the best that we can do. Well, now the lineup of Altuve, Jordan, Bregman, Tucker. I mean,
Dusty had Jordan 4, and he finally moved him to 3.
Right. And so, our righty, lefty, righty, for those who like that problem solved. And, who bats 5, 6, 7? There's that. I mean, I guess we can debate those things. And I mean, like today we saw Myers 9, Pena 8. So whatever, we've talked about Pena at 9 hole but we'll see. I mean, I'm the top 4 is exciting for sure to see it pay off.
I think our juicy content bone is going to be that 5, 6, 7 debate. I think that's going to be a sweet gooey,
can I ask?
Gooey center. It's going to be
Jordan,
great.
Who would you bet 5 on this team? Diaz. Okay.
Diaz.
So on the lineup card right now, you would bet Diaz.
Diaz, 5. McCormick, Abreu.
I didn't ask after that.
Well, I'm just telling you, Diaz.
Neil, who would you bet 5?
I would initially start off with Abreu because I think Abreu is going to be. You talked about the X factor in the pitching staff being Hunter Brown. I have
Possibly.
yes, and I
I
just
sure
have
hope you're right.
extremely high hopes that whatever it was behind the scenes, whether it was eye surgery or back or whatever it was that was hampering uh, Jose Abreu, who think back right now, think back 1 year ago when we got
Oh
Jose
yeah.
Abreu, what we thought he was
Ugh.
capable of.
He's going to
Yeah.
hit 90 home runs into the Crawford boxes.
Right.
90.
So I haven't lost that excitement about him. I know we saw some bottom garbage out of him last year. And he deserves the hate. He deserves the all of that stuff. But again, with some of these veteran guys who have done it before, until they go back to back crappy, I'm not out on them. I mean, Fromber's in the same boat. If Fromber has another crappy year, I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm going to
that's fair.
jump your ass. Abreu, if he has a crappy year, bad decision, bad hire. I mean, it's
Bad
just
hire. Bad
not
hire that we're
good.
stuck with
We're
for
stuck
another
with
year.
for one more, right?
One more.
So I'm telling you, I like Abreu to be in the 5 hole until he doesn't deserve to be there.
All right, so
I
week
don't
2.
think
Okay.
I don't think he deserves to be there now,
I
but
don't either.
I hope he earns if he earns the right to if he earns the right to jump up to 4 or 3, fantastic. I am all for it. And I will be on the Abreu train, but until he does it, 7 or 8 is where he needs to be.
Who do y'all think I should bet 5?
Oh, you're gonna say Diaz?
Chaz. No, Chaz.
Oh,
Chaz. Kruger Chaz is Kruger's 5. 100%. It's
McCruger.
it's
Chaz
wrong.
McCruger.
It's the wrong call, but it's
No, it's not. Not based on numbers, it's not. Not based on
I want
analytics,
Chaz.
it's not.
I want
Not based on
Chaz.
saber metrics, it's not.
Well,
Here's why. I think Diaz is going to have the better year. I do. Well, I'm hoping, but I also do think so. I am a little concerned. Diaz playing catcher every day. That's going to take a little bit of a toll. I think if you put Chaz at 5, you've got Diaz behind him. Chaz is going to get more fastballs and
I mean, Diaz is at 6 now. He's at 6 now.
Yeah, I just don't like who's at 5. But
Yeah.
Look, I don't care as long as your daddy's at 2. Joe Espada, if you roll that lineup out game 1, you are the second greatest manager in Astros history without
Jimmy
even finishing
Williams.
a game. Without finishing a game.
Who's your number 1? Jimmy
AJ.
Williams.
AJ. Yeah.
40 to 45 more bats.
Neil, who'd you say? Wait,
Jimmy Williams.
Jimmy Williams.
I don't know. Art Howe. I like the Art.
Art almost got us there. Almost.
Think
Bill
about
Burton?
the ninth. Think about the 9th inning when we're down a run, and you have to watch Pena hit a ball to third base and get out.
Yeah, ground out to short again.
Yes,
right.
Or third. And then Altuve hits a little bleeder that's a pitch a foot outside over the second baseman's head. And then, okay, Bregman, I hope he draw a walk, or I hope he hit one off the Crawford boxes or down the line. Oh, no. It's your daddy.
Yeah.
And we go upper tank and ball game over because he gets 40 to 45 more bats throughout the season hitting in the right spot he should be hitting in.
And this is probably another topic, but how we use Caratini and Diaz catching. And so when does Diaz then DH? So
he will some. I'm sure he will some, but
Yeah.
sometimes you're just going to give him a break.
Oh,
you know,
and needs to.
Yep.
But I just think there's something, there's something to Diaz getting a break, but still DHing.
Yeah.
And
I know it's spring training, but let me tell you what, I have liked what I've seen from Caratini.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He
For
can
sure.
actually put the ball in the outfield.
We'll get excited when he gets a hit, but not to the level of Maldi. I literally stuttered to remember his name. And some of that's old age, but some of that is thank you for me not remembering Maldonado's name. Wow, that's impressive. I'm proud of
Well,
myself.
I look, the lineup today, what Myers batted ninth, Pena eighth,
Yeah.
right? Chaz was seven, Diaz. Okay, yeah, got you. I was going backwards. I'm looking forward to it, man. Do you know where your fourth or fifth best hitter the sabermetrics world hits? If you were doing a sabermetrics lineup,
Okay.
do you know where the fourth slash fifth? They can be kind of interchangeable at that point. Do you know where they hit in a lineup?
9.
Third.
So the fourth or
So
fifth best
yeah,
hitter on
so
your
you're on
team
your on base
on
guy.
base leads
Your
off.
best on your best pure hitter, power pure hitter. Your best player, it's 2. Your best run producer slash power hitter, it's 4.
Hmm.
And then a lot of the sabermetrics say your fourth best hitter hits 5, and your third best hitter, if he's an on base guy, your fifth best hitter, if he's an on base guy, hits 3. And the reason
Yeah.
why is if in the first inning, Altuve pops up, your daddy hits a hard ground ball to first base, you've got an on base guy
Mm-hmm.
to get on base for your fourth hitter to
Tucker.
come up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. And then
Just
they walk Tucker to get to Abreu.
Yeah.
they walk Tucker to get to Chaz, and he hits one Oppo Taco.
All right.
No.
Quick spring break pop quiz.
All right.
Okay.
Ooh, I like this.
Spring training pop quiz. Spring break's on my mind.
I like where your head is.
Name that Astro who has the most hits in spring training so far.
Mauricio Dorton.
Neil?
That would be my guess. And I think I did see that. And so my second guy is going to be somebody off the wall. I'm going to go Caratini.
Hitting 600, 6 for 10 is Mauricio Dudorton.
I knew it.
5 hits, 5 for 14, Julks. How about that?
I listened to this afternoon briefly.
Can we send him to San
double.
Francisco with Dusty?
Okay. Leading in RBIs and home runs right now. Also leading at bats is
Chaz.
Nope.
Pena.
No,
Diaz has the most at bats, the most home runs, and the most RBIs.
There's 6 guys that have 1 home run. That's a little.
But RBIs is, I think.
Yeah,
I think he's got.
But there's 6 of them that have home runs.
Yeah.
I hate.
All right.
I hate stats on spring training.
They don't count. They don't matter. They don't matter because they don't. It's different.
And everything. I mean, again, this may be a little tangent here, but I don't know how many times I've already heard people say, "Well, pitchers get off to a slow start," and yada yada yada, right? And then when our offense comes up, they always say, "Well, sometimes the offensive guys are a little slow getting."
Yeah.
Wait, they're both. Everybody sucks.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to be winning some battles.
Nothing matters.
2 years ago, Yuli Gurriel during spring training looked like Babe Ruth. and then had his worst year as an Astro. Yeah, I mean,
well, I mean, but I
it-
think a stat that does matter, like, are at bats, right? Like people that they're trying to get reps. And
Okay. Yeah,
I think that
I'm with you on
matters.
that.
And I think like the top three people getting reps right now are Diaz, Cabbage, and Kessinger. Those are the top three people, 17, 15, and 15 at bats.
how many does Luperfido have?
He has got 10. Same amount as Myers.
I'm gonna tell you
Same
what,
amount of
man.
hits.
Okay, dude.
As Myers.
Segue.
Yeah, like, okay. Is there anything else you wanted to touch on stats with Dorton? Because
No, that's it. Meaningless.
All right.
This has been your meaningless spring training stats.
No, I mean the at bats are fair. The at bats are true. Like they're trying to get people.
They
at
tell a
bats.
story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're gonna say this is gonna be recorded, obviously, and we're gonna say this. Luperfido right now is better than Jake Myers. Right now.
Sure. Okay.
Because what? Based off of what?
So is
athletic.
Dubon.
Dude, this isn't about Dubon.
Okay. There's a lot of people that are better than Myers.
I've rushed that second.
That's fair, but guess what? Guess who's going to? I mean, I agree with you, Dorton. I mean, Dubon has more value in the event that someone in the infield gets hurt. I'm with you.
Okay.
Why are we going down this Myers train again when we have someone hits from the left side, has more power? Don't know if he's as good defensively, but he's pretty freaking good. He's pretty athletic. Why are we going down the Myers train? Is it just because defensive metrics? I don't think that. I mean, Luperfido, so there's something about him. He is athletic, can run, has power, can play multiple positions, versatile. He is like, and I'm just using this as the same person who's been up in the big leagues for a little bit. And Jordan brought his name up, Greg Kessinger. They don't play the same position, but I mean, it's like night and day when you see one guy at the plate and the other guy at the plate, one guy on the bases and the other guy on the bases, one guy in his uniform and the other guy in his uniform. Like Luperfido is one of those dudes, Neil, that he just looks like a ball player. You know what I mean?
No, and you know, I was gonna say, Dan Brown loves him some Luperfido. Loves him.
The old CK train, as long as Chaz on the roster, he's going to be my boy. But the old CK train is starting to love him some Luperfido too. Now, I've done a little homework, obviously, last year, the year before. I've been watching him, and he had a great, minor league year. Minor leagues ain't the big leagues, so we understand that, right? But like Jake Myers is projected to hit 220 this year.
Hell yeah. It's way higher than I thought.
Like
I'll take that for Myers any day.
No, I'm with you.
I mean, have y'all seen him? Have y'all seen him play and hit? I mean, he looks legit.
Yeah, he's got the a young Kyle Tucker body frame look to him.
Yeah.
So, and I don't want to put those expectations on him just yet.
No, he's not nearly as highly rated as Kyle Tucker was, right? But
right.
But the same body frame, no doubt. He might even be a little more athletic than Tucker.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. So if it was me, right, it's easy for us as GMs. I would have Luperfido on the opening day roster. Absolutely. And here's why. The Rangers, God, I hate them so much. Their team changed when they had Evan Carter, a rookie, into that lineup because he brought athleticism. He brought young, I don't even know any better. Let me grind. Let me run the bases. Let me play defense. that guy brought something to that team and they needed it. And that's the same kind of player Luperfido could be at the
Sure.
expense of Jake Myers. And let's get some pitching. I'm back on the trade Jake Myers train.
There it
because
is.
of
There's
There we go. All right,
That's
there we go.
forgot about that content. Yes.
yeah. See, we got more. We always got more.
So is this going to turn into Cabbage versus?
I don't know enough about Cabbage. Cabbage has way more power. Cabbage has made what I like about Luperfido is he does not strike out a ton. Cabbage strikes out a ton.
How about this? Another. You thought you were done with meaningless spring training stats. Cabbage has 15 at bats and has struck out 9 of those 15.
That's his game.
By far and away, the most strikeouts this spring training so far.
Yeah, I mean, so
there's a reason why your division rival
almost 2.
There's a reason why your division rival traded him.
Sure. Well, I mean, when you're talking about just the bench guys, right? I mean, Dubon's in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, then there's some. I mean, is Jolks the guy? Is John Singleton, Grace Kessinger, Hensley, Cabbage? I mean, Loperfido. I mean, that's where the
Let me tell
question
you,
mark.
you mean 100%. Dubon, obviously, right? We know that.
Well,
After that, who like if Neil or Brian, like seriously, to factor everything in, Dubon done. He deserves it. He's going to play a ton. We need him. After him, what are you looking for in your second number 2 bench guy? Like what are you looking for? And who is that currently on the 40-man roster?
Or how about this? We have a middle infielder who goes down again, and Dubon is starting at shortstop because I'm not going to put any other position out there in the world, but he's starting at shortstop for the majority of the season. Who's back? Who's out there now? Who's the guy?
Who's next?
Yeah, no. Who's our number 2 guy in the outfield?
Yeah, who's the backup outfielder? Yeah,
Mine would be Joey Luperfido, and here's why: because he can play all 3, and when he played at Duke, second base, and guess where he's played in the minors? Third and first base and second base.
So that was going to be my question too. Is
love that.
Who's our backup first baseman? I mean, because
probably
he moved him
Cabbage or
behind the plate.
Cabbage or Singleton, right?
Yep.
So one of those 2 guys, in my mind,
is going to make it.
Are going to make it.
Yeah.
Dubon, definitely infield, outfield, versatile, and then you're just straight extra outfielder. I mean,
yeah.
Is it Jolks? I mean, is that what it boils down to? I mean, Jolks and Cabbage. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
If I'm the Astros, and we'll wrap this up. I would have Luperfido on the roster for versatility and for that young defense versatility, hits from the left side, all those things. Athletic, can pinch run for you. If some catastrophic goes down, he can play multiple positions. And then I would have Spencer Arangetti on the roster too, because I think he's going to be better than JP France. I like his stuff. I don't know if the Astros think he's fully ready yet, but those 2 guys, they sent a ton back to the minor leagues, into the complex league, right? Until they get their assignments for what minor league teams they are. And Luperfido and Arangetti are still with the big club.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I've watched Arangetti a little bit, and he's got good stuff. I like his makeup, but you don't know until he's thrown out there. But
yeah, that's fair.
It is going
And
to
I
be.
mean,
I don't
like,
know.
and let's be
There
real.
needs to be an influx of young ball players. There just
That's what I was
does.
about to say. I was about to say, like, let's be real. Like, none of these guys have gotten any younger that are out there. We are the same team that we had last year, except we're all a year older,
Yep.
right? And we had some injuries last year that lasted a while. Those injuries don't get less as you get older. So we are, and I'm going to go ahead and say this, it is what it is. We are 100% going to have some major injuries that are kind of, oh boy, this is going to be bad. We're going to have it. I don't, hopefully we don't, but I don't see a season ending without like having some sort of kind of roster altering injury.
Which is why I think those two young ones stay down initially. I mean, just no different than
they probably do. They probably do.
And no different than like we were talking about with Hunter Brown. Like, Hunter Brown last year started the season, pitched more than he ever has. Well, if you pull up Arrighetti right now, you're asking him to do the same thing.
Right. Yeah.
So maybe they manage him a little bit different. Maybe it's a JP France, and then at some point in time you see Arrighetti. Same thing, you have a Jolks, see how he does, and then maybe it's the Perfito. So obviously those guys starting at the major league level is a little bit of a long shot, but it doesn't mean they're not as talented or they're not the best player or best potential. Maybe that's the best way to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we can end on this. I rarely think a prospect ready. I think Luperfido is ready. I don't know. It's spring training. He could go out and go 0 for 20, right? And we're all like killing him. I'll be killing him. We all will. We're like, he needs to go back down. He looks ready. So we'll see. I'm with you, Neil. I mean, the betting odds are that they both start down. But my issue with Luperfido starting down is, are we really having guys up here that are better than him? I don't even think our starting center fielder is better than him. I really don't. And so that's my issue is like, okay, I get it, but you're going to have Janet Hensley or Jolks or Kissinger up, and they're better than Luperfido. I don't see it.
Yeah, and I just think Jolks is the guy that's going to play left so that Jordan can go DH and you can move Chaz to center.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
there's your rotation. So
all right.
I mean, he is the path of least resistance. I mean, he's not going to hurt us any less than the rest of them.
We'll see.
Anything
else y'all want to touch on?
All good.
All right. We got a little bit under an hour. It's awesome. We're going to come out with a preview to the season in a couple weeks. Like, share, rate, review, give us feedback. This episode 40 of the Dome Foamers. We are in the middle of spring training, and some decisions will be made. The season is right around the corner. So all of us have got baseball and band and football and track and all of our stuff. So for everyone out there that's listening, enjoy it while you can. Guys, I appreciate it.
Don't forget gymnastics. My goodness, do not forget gymnastics.
Well, we went.
My goodness,
we're down on gymnastics. We're now moved to soccer for the little one. So, communist sport. With that being said, boys, go Stros.
Go Stros.
Go Stros.